What would you do if at the moment of death, a voice from the darkness offered you the chance to live again? Have your answer? There's no time to think about it. Your heartbeat away from flatlining. Quick, what's the answer? I'm Todd McFarlane, and I created Spawn. I hope you'll consider the question I've just posed, because a man named Al Simmons didn't. When the question got popped on him, he signed like some stupid rookie in blood. See, Al had qualities he didn't even know he had, a special kind of wiring that Malbosia the devil looks for. And when he said yes to that voice, he signed on for a whole lot more than he ever bargained for. So before you find yourself in a similar situation, and a voice calls to you in the darkness, think of Al. Or as you may see, you'll have all eternity to think about your mistake too. And now Spawn, so turn off your lights.
In comics, period. He is the longest running creator owned comic series. He was probably the pinnacle of 90s edgy anti-heroes. He is such a major accomplishment for Todd McFarlane, his creator, and he's important in the sense of comic books, the sense of independent creators, and he's important in the sense of toys. If it wasn't for McFarlane Toys and their innovations in the toy industry, it wouldn't have led to the adult collecting market, and Marvel Legends, your Mafex, like all of those figures, they wouldn't exist essentially without Spawn. So naturally, you'd expect all of your modern toys to kind of follow suit, and we'd have this perfect 90s Spawn with the red and no boot, no gauntlet. But we never really got that. We got that with the Kickstarter, but that was a Kickstarter. And the next closest thing was the Mortal Kombat 11 Shadow of Spawn, which I then took it upon myself to customize and create my own ideal Spawn. So here it is. This is the Mortal Kombat 11 Shadow Spawn with parts from Throne Spawn. We're going to go in the close-ups, and we're going to talk about each piece I used, what I could change, and all of that. So first we have like the legs and the feet. The feet I took from Throne Spawn because I much prefer his overall design with those. It kind of looks like he's like a sock on or like a suit over a body, which I took that kind of inspiration from the Kickstarter Spawn, and I really liked how that looked. The boot I just cut down. The big boot you can cut down on this mold and make it look appropriate for how it should with this era of Spawn. Nothing crazy there. I believe I stole this from Toy Galaxy. Coming up to the belt area. This is the belt or the chains, belt, whatever you want to call it, from the Throne Spawn. I didn't like the original one because it was thin. It wasn't quite 90s Spawn to me, which is ironic because I stole this from the Capullo Spawn. That's what I used. And then I also used the hands from that same Spawn. Again, it's primarily those two Spawns, actually. It's pretty much all of those two Spawns. I much prefer these because they have the knuckle dusters, but I did paint these before I was really an expert in paint matching. So this is kind of a iffy kind of situation. So it looks a lot better in person, but on camera it looks really brown. The only issue I have with this kind of sort of section is this gauntlet. This doesn't work for classic Spawn. It works fine for Capullo, and it looks fine for that design, but for classic Spawn, this is completely inaccurate. And the issue with this was I can't remove it without having a piece, and I don't know of a proper forearm that'll fit on this figure, that'll look good, that'll match with the other one. Now we have the head and shoulders. This is the stock head. I kept flipping between that and the Throne Spawn head, but none of them quite hit the look I'm looking for. This was closer, so I went with that. You kind of notice, I don't know if that's glue or if I hit that with Dremel, but there's some roughness on the left shoulder. And I used the Throne Spawn collar piece because I much prefer how that overall looks. Just because the sculpted collar was going to look a lot better than anything I could do with the fabric. And a big pro with using that is that you get the little so it has the collar as the hang down bit. So this did multiple jobs and has the clasp in the front. So I made sure to use that instead of making anything, just because I wouldn't be able to do anything that this could do. Once again, pulling out, we can talk about arguably the most important thing a Spawn figure can come with, or have, is cape. This is a part of his personality. If you listen to any of Todd McFarlane talking about the Spawn TV show.
I say the best shots in HBO are the ones where Spawn is 90% black, a little bit of red rimming him. You see the eyes, his head's black, his cloak is back. He's standing in front of something black, and you pull back, and you just barely see him in the shadow. Like, when I get those, I just go, oh, there it is, be still my heart. Because I laid down the law. No arms, no legs, no chest. Like, he is a head and a cape.
This is the most important component of any Spawn, and it's important you get it right. And I was able to get it about 70% there. The size is really nice. As you can see, it's going past the camera. The material is nice. It frays, but it's Spawn, so I don't mind it. The issue I have with it is, as you saw earlier, is that it doesn't quite cover the figure. And obviously, I can kind of work around it, but it will start pushing everything, and it's not great. This is not the best cape. I've always wanted a Max Bird cape for this guy, but if you've read the title of this video, you'll know why I haven't done that to this guy yet. But pretty good. This holds up pretty well, and this was my status quo for a little while. He came with a couple things. We'll talk about that later, but then McFarlane Toys introduced this guy, and if he stands, he's on his. We'll talk about that too. And this guy definitely is an improvement in most areas, but a downgrade in some. And let's talk about him too. Starting off with leg, feet area. This is again using the same parts. So these are the stock feet that the other guy would have came with. But the major issue here, which if you noticed me struggling, it's because these ankles. These ankles are not good. These are the older ball joint ankles instead of the sculpted, more aesthetically pleasing and stronger joints that they've been using now. There's a boot there. This is a more appropriate boot because it's not quite as big as the other one, so it doesn't need to be cut down, and this is accurate to some pieces of art. But as you can see, it's falling. This is because it's not glued, I don't think. So yeah, I have to constantly do that, but you can see the ball in the joints. Coming up to the belt line, this is the new belt that they produced. This has an actual chain, and I'm much happier with how this looks as compared to the stock one. And I do prefer the actual chains as to my custom. I really liked the chains on the Kickstarter. I thought that looked great, and it's very aesthetically pleasing. So I'm glad they went with that. The hands are also from, I believe the right one isn't new. That one's the stock, but the left one is new. That looked great as well. Glad they improved that, and let's push on up. So coming up to the head and shoulders, the head, wonderful. I love this head sculpt. This is what I was looking for with the other one, and this looks exactly like how I envisioned this era of Spawn, and really well sculpted. I love it. I've heard people complain about the collar piece, like it's kind of thick towards the back, like it should swoop down more. I do kind of agree, but it's not something I want to modify. The clasps at the shoulders look pretty good, and they also have the little hood piece. I don't know what to describe that as, but that is wired, and you're noticing some of their shading, subtle shading on the cape. That looks really nice. This is so great and so impressive. I really like this figure. This might have figure of the year potential in my opinion, but there is issues, and we'll start talking about that now. So pulling back out, another quick gander at the stuff I like. His colors are great. The actual black, actual flat black, the white, the red, all perfect. It wasn't something I really wanted to change on the last one, just because that would have been a lot of work, and for something that I didn't quite need at the time. But this looks wonderful. I'm glad they didn't make him maroon, because the actual red, the actual white, it looks great. But the big issue, and this is obviously a huge issue in my opinion, the cape isn't supported nearly as well as it should be. So you can get a good pose, but the wire stops like right here and like right here. That's not good. I don't know if that's supposed to be like that, but it means that your posing is going to take longer and be a little more annoying because up here isn't supported. So if you want to pose down here or like up here and closer to the shoulders, you can't. It's harder and it's more difficult. I can say that the length is nice, like it covers him nicely. I don't mind this at all. I think it covers the shoulders a lot better than mine does, which is a big improvement for me. But I still kind of want a Max Bird cape because these look... this doesn't look great. But this isn't all he comes with. He has more stuff he comes with. So let's get into it. Here is the full spread. I think he's quite well packed. He also has a card that I did not picture. And he obviously doesn't come with the DC stand that he's standing on. Now, my custom, he only technically comes with these 2 chains. Elite Edition Spawn comes with 2 fists. He comes with 2 open hands. One looks a little more expressive on the right. On the left, this is just kind of... this looks more for holding a weapon. We have 2 grip hands, at least 1 trigger finger hand, 1 kind of clasping hand. And then he has 1 wood paddle type thing with a spike running through it. This is homaging the original toy. And then we have an effect piece. This is homaging the first issue of Spawn. And then we have him grasping his chains. These just plug into his back, which I'm going to try to show you. Hopefully without knocking him over. But they plug into his back just like that. These are a bit annoying because they aren't like... there's nothing keeping them in there if you really want to take them out. And these are kind of annoying to unplug. Kind of gotta go grab it like that, and that'll remove it if you needed to. And here is his alternate head, his hamburger head. Another homage to the original toy and the comic. He has stitches in his face for no particular reason at all. Try to give you the best spin around I can. But it's gross looking, it's gnarly, it's wonderful. I really like this head, and I'm glad they finally included in one of these with a Spawn, because it's a great inclusion. And lastly, here he is on his display stand. Now for my custom, he also has the chain effects, which also plug into his back because it is the same mold. I much prefer the new way, just because I do not like these effects, just because they're awkward, they're clunky, and like they don't quite hit like that look. Like it does the job in a pinch, but it's not great. For the 2 accessories I give him the most, we have a big frickin' sword, and we have a big frickin' gun. This is one of my major complaints, or not my... this is one of my more major nitpicks of the Elite Edition Spawn. He comes with 0 guns. But just any reuse of the munition packs. This is from the first munition pack. This is my favorite gun to give any character. Yeah, so this is the one I wish he came with, because that would have, I think, improved the price a lot, and I think that would have just been cool to have. Finally, the last comparison I want to make is probably the only actual complaint I have about this guy, and the only like modification that I think I did that Todd just didn't deliver on. This guy's gonna fall over and bring him back here. He can pose like it's a bit ugly, but he can actually pose, and he can kind of hit more Spawn type poses and do the job. This does the job a lot more than he can, and even though this isn't, like, that's a lot better than this guy, and this will just that is the only major improvement that I wish they did to the mold itself. Because if we go to the other guy, let's take the stand off this. That's pathetic. That is sad. It goes back perfectly fine, but forward almost 0. Kick isn't too bad. If you didn't tell on mine, is that I cut a little bit of the crotch. But that is the only genuinely pathetic thing I think about this figure. Because he needs that articulation. Because I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, Superman needs to have the same level of articulation as Spider-Man. No, obviously not, but he needs to be able to crunch. He hits those poses all the time. So there may or may not be pictures. I'm trying to think of what I want to do for pictures, so I might save that for later on. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for sticking through, because this is a different type of video. This is a straight custom video, and this isn't a straight review. I will be doing some sort of modification video, either a short form video or it'll be in the next video, which I hope you guys will enjoy. So yeah, thank you once again. You guys have been very kind to me, and YouTube has been going really well for me. So thank you for all of your love and support, and I will see you in the next video.